And welcome back to Lombardi Sweep. Um, Obviously, by my name here, it says Zach Bruner. I am not Zach Bruner. I am Luke Reimer. I'm joined by my co-host, my friends, Trevor Land, Janet Wilson. How are we doing today, guys? How's your night? How's your week since we talked last?
I started school, which is why probably my voice sounds so deep. I sound like a man. Yeah, I've been yelling at kids for the past 2 days. So there's that. I just drank a cold brew though, so I should be okay.
So you're all hyped up and ready to go.
Not really. I feel like I just caffeinated myself, but I'm still going the same speed, just with my eyes open now.
Yeah,
So
I didn't have any power for about 12 hours. Got it right before going to work. I think we need to talk about this. There should be legislation that says if you like lose out on your free time after work because of a power outage, you shouldn't have to go back to work the next day. It just
Trevor,
seems like a given.
I was going to say the same thing. I know, Janet, you're down in Texas, but Trevor and I had to go through like a hurricane up here the last 24 hours.
Yeah,
Well, I
nothing
get the
bad ever happens
updates.
weather-wise in Texas. So like
Right.
obviously,
You
Uh,
guys got it easy down there.
I'll pick
yeah,
you up.
geez, all
I'll pick you
sunshine and
up.
rainbows. How the hell are you gonna do that? You can't even get to Dallas without traveling for 3 hours.
I'll beat you guys up. I'm going in December. I swear, I'm going in December. And you've got a butt whooping waiting for you in December. Yeah, no, it was 104 degrees today, and I had to stand outside and drop kids off and stuff. But my light bill was only $6 this month. I don't know.
Heyo.
The good thing is when you do come up here to beat somebody up, you get to beat up Zach, which is, may I say, uh, not trying to be suspect, but this might be the most handsome Zach has looked since I've been here in the past year, may I say. So,
Hey, Trevor, I agree with you. Um, cool. Well, obviously, we had training. We're going into Packer news here. We had training camp um, continuing going on. We got preseason. They had the Hall of Fame game last week. Packers didn't play. They got a game coming up this week. But we do have a little insight on what is going to happen this preseason game. It sounds like our loving coach, our great coach, Matt LaFleur, mentioned that Aaron Rodgers will not play this preseason. And it sounds like Jordan Love is going to get a majority of the snaps. Um, I, for one, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty interested to see because I feel like this will be the first real glance that we have at Jordan Love. Obviously, with preseason being canceled last year, but this is his chance to show what he's learned the last 2 years, to show what he's proved, or to prove anything that people have been saying wrong about him. But I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty excited to see him these next 3 games here.
I don't know if I'm excited or scared or both, because if he's great, then awesome. Like nobody's rooting against him. But if he's not great, we question A, what we used to pick on, and B, what we're going to do now, because obviously we can't let Rodgers go. But it's smart. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has needed to throw in the preseason. He said multiple times on the Pat McAfee show he doesn't throw during the off season, and he can still put together one of the best seasons we've ever seen. So it's going to be nice to see what the future looks like. But hopefully, let him, let loose with the ball, not just check downs the whole game.
Yeah, I'm excited. I kind of want to see what he's going to do. So I watched Reggie Bagleton. I watched his presser. He apparently said that Love is getting faster at reading defenses. So I guess that's positive news coming off the field about Love, and so I'm excited to see him. And yeah, I don't think Rodgers should be on the field during preseason whatsoever. I think he's set. I know I saw. I don't remember. It was like 5 in the morning. I watched NFL Network. Someone said might come off. He might end up on the field a little rusty, which I totally doubt. I doubt he's gonna be rusty. It's his 17th year. I think he's going to be perfectly fine. He does not need to be playing during preseason.
Right, and those people that said he's going to be rusty, I'm sure they weren't. They said the same thing last year, and he came out and took home the MVP.
It was 5 a.m. too. They could be talking out of their ass because the coffee's hitting. They're all jittery and stuff.
Right.
Granted, they're completely different sports, but can we talk about how Aaron Rodgers is entering his 17th season, like best quarterback in the NFL talent-wise last year, and it wasn't even close. Meanwhile, Udonis Haslem from the Heat is entering his 19th, and he's doing nothing but riding the pine, playing like 5 minutes a game. So there are levels to this.
Man, I was 4 years old when Udonis Haslem entered the league. And
Did you
23.
not see? Did you not see that Derek Carr that said what is it? 30 is the new 20. So that means
Yeah.
how old is Aaron Rodgers? He's like 25 right now.
Perfect.
That's
hopefully
prime.
Hopefully that means we get him for another 15 years. But kind of going off of Jordan Love playing, are you guys excited to see anyone else kind of perform this preseason a little bit? Maybe people who are on the fence. I'll go first. The one that comes to my mind is Trevor. I know you like him a lot. Is Devin Funchess. Obviously, he got into a little trouble the last week with his racial slur, but I'm kind of like we talked about this in the past. Who's going to make the team from this loaded wide receiver room? And I think Devin Funchess is right there on the line of making the team or not. So I'm definitely excited to see how he performs with Jordan Love. It sounds like Jordan Love and him are running a lot of twos together. So I wonder if there's going to be a little bit of a connection there and help him find a spot on this roster.
Yeah, for me, I think it's the wide receivers and the secondary more consistently the cornerbacks and maybe where Kamal Martin fits in. But other than that, we kind of know what's going to happen. Like obviously we don't know the exact shakeup. That's the only place there are really question marks. But Dominique Daphne is back from the PUP list, so that is also a plus. But it is going to be interesting to see how they all mix in. Obviously, we always talk about it. We've talked about it for 3 episodes. There are always guys that we haven't heard of that play well. It seems like we've heard of everybody this training camp, so it's going to be interesting to see who those guys are. But there are a lot of receivers, and with that, the Packers liking character guys, I would not be shocked if Funchess is gone. Obviously, what he said was a bad mistake. It seemed, thankfully, like a mistake and no ill intent, but still, when you're on the border, stuff like that matters.
Yeah, Janet, do you have anyone in mind just off the top of your head that you're excited to see?
I'm excited to see the competition between all these running backs. I was looking at the list, and it seems that a lot of them have, I guess, faults. Patrick Taylor hasn't played since December 2019, so I saw that as like, I don't know. And then I saw that a lot of people are rooting for Kylan Hill. So I did a little bit of research on him since he comes from LSU, and LSU, they always provide with good players for the most part. They have a large talent pool of football players coming out of there. So I think he is a favorite for everyone. So I just want to see how they are going to add to, Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. I want to see who's going to bring more to the table versus just doing this, filling in. Are they going to bring more? Or are they just going to fill in? So I'm excited for that. And so is Pumbaa. He's right here.
Hi.
Did Kellen Hill, did you say LSU or MSU? Did he transfer?
I saw LSU. I don't know.
Because I know
Maybe I'm wrong.
he might have. I know he was at Mississippi State for 3 years, only because of fantasy college football.
I had seen LSU, but I don't know. I can go back and check.
They're within a letter of the alphabet. That's
yeah.
it's the same letter. But yeah, I mean he's got good cuts. I mean we've talked about it though. Zach brings it up all the time. How many guys are you going to keep at every position? For every guy you keep at running back, you lose a guy at linebacker or defensive back. So it all adds up.
Yeah, I know, Trevor, too, you're a big Kylan Hill guy, proved by what you just said for college fantasy, but you took him in our dynasty league as well. Do you think that he's like slotted in for that number 3 spot? Do you think he has the best opportunity to get that 3 spot?
Yeah, I think he is. And honestly, if I were to make a long-term prediction, I think him and AJ Dillon are the next Jones and Jamal Williams. Whether they're that good or not is, up for debate and left to be seen. But I think that's what the plan might be with Aaron Jones's contract and with how AJ Dillon and Kellen Hill are as a runner. I really like him. I think he could be a starting running back too. I don't think he will, but when you have the future in mind like that and how good he's
Yeah.
looked, he's got to be the three.
He's a good, strong runner too.
Trevor,
Just
you were right. It's Mississippi. Woo. I don't know. My cold brew
I
probably
only
made
know that
me
because
change the letters.
he's like the only good thing that comes out of that state, so that's the only reason.
Yeah, and like I said too, he's from what I saw in college. He's a strong runner. I will apologize to everyone listening and watching tonight that we're not getting as in depth as if our fearless leader Zach was here. We know he likes to get after it and get into depth, but we're just here for the fun tonight. We're
Yeah.
talking Packers, like talking some preseason.
We won't go for the necks of every analyst reporter that ever existed for the Packers that wronged him in a slight way. So it's a win. Part of that is me too, but hey, it's like Zach said, we're wiping the slate clean until
It's
next week.
it's always fun to egg him on too.
I
Um,
think the offensive line is going to be pretty competitive too, especially with Bakhtiari injured right now. I think it's going to be really competitive in that area as well.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Dennis Kelly does. We talked about him a couple times from Tennessee. I don't know how much he plays. He's a little bit of a veteran in this league in preseason, but you got to imagine he's going to play a little bit, just get integrated in the offense a little bit, right?
He didn't miss a game at all last year, so I like that about him. I like when players are available and not getting injured, just because it's a heartache every time we lose a player. So I like that about him, that he's pretty sturdy. Well, he is what, 6'7"?
Yeah, he's a mammoth.
Well, and where are you going to make the cuts too? Like we always talk about how they love to double down. They don't like to admit to mistakes. Royce Newman, from all that I've seen, is definitely should not be making the team comparatively, but we know he is. So who's going to lose out on a job because they want to double down instead of admitting a wrong draft pick in the third round or fourth round? So, maybe he shows something that gives him an excuse, but I have a feeling we're going to see somebody leaving that does decent elsewhere because of that.
Yeah, yeah, and that's where like we talked about, the loaded wide receiver room comes into play. Loaded offensive line room comes into play. There's a bunch of guys in the secondary. It'll be pretty interesting to see at least the first cuts in my mind of where they're taking guys out and where they're moving people around. But kind of going back to the wide receivers a little bit. Um, Obviously, it's Amari Rodgers is going to make the team, but is he going to be the kick returner or punt returner in your guys' eyes, or do you think Malik Taylor stays on the team for that role, or what do you think happens there?
I don't think he should. I think I saw a tweet. I don't remember who it was. It might have been Wes Hod, saying that Amari was on punts, and I want to say Kylan Hill was on kick
Uh,
returns. I don't know how much is just giving different people looks, but Amari Rodgers, we've talked about it. I like him as a person. I like him as a player, but he's too damn slow to be really either. I mean, the only thing you're getting out of him on punts is he's not going to drop it. But on kicks, he's too slow, and especially when they kick it really far deep. Um, I'd hope if you're not going to use Kellen Hill in a running role, I think he's a good returner. I don't think you save a roster spot for Malik Taylor. I have nothing against him, and I don't think he had a lot of opportunities, but I just don't think he did enough as a returner to warrant having a spot just for that.
yeah, yeah, and I know with Kylan Hill too, it's almost like you want to get him on the field because he does have a skill set where he can play. And if you're not going to use him, you get two solid running backs already. You might as well find somewhere for him. It seems like kick returner. I hadn't thought about it, but it does make sense to me. But I guess now going back to the quarterback, we just talked about Jordan Love getting the majority of the snaps. sounds like Kurt Benkert's going to get the rest of the snaps. Does that excite you guys at all to see him? I know he's kind of turned into a fan favorite here in Green Bay during training camp with all his talking to the fans and kind of just being like a minor celebrity in Green Bay. But I think I'm even more excited to see him play than Jordan Love. I know I saw some video of him at Family. Unfortunately, I wasn't there, but I saw some video of him, and the dude is wild when he plays. He doesn't even like look to anyone. As soon as he gets a snap, he's like bails out of the pocket and runs around and tries to make throws. So it'd be pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, let's keep him in the preseason then.
Right.
It's I'm a little scared, and I'm a little scared because I think there's a very real chance that he plays better than Jordan Love. And I have no problem with that. I do have a problem with, again, how are we going to handle it? Are we going to double down on Jordan Love? Are we going to admit it? I also don't want to see all the social media talking about how, oh, quarterback controversy when it's over a backup. Um, Obviously, I wish nothing but the best for the guy, but if he plays well and Love plays bad, you know, just another annoying conversation we need to have.
I don't know. That might make that whole situation a little easier. He plays a little better. You got to think that other teams might be looking at him. If the Packers grabbed him from Atlanta, I don't know how big of a controversy that'll be with um, if he does outplay Jordan Love, because I think it's fairly obvious now that the Packers are not going to move on from Jordan Love, especially in his second year. They seem pretty dedicated to him. But
Hmm.
so in your guys' eyes with Jordan Love, depending on how he plays this preseason or whatever, and I guess depending on Aaron Rodgers' contract, when do you see Jordan Love playing, starting for the Packers if that ever comes to be?
If Gudikins could have his way, Aaron Rodgers would step out on the field, the fans would boo him, and he'd tear his ACL the first snap, and he'd start right off the bat. Realistically, though, um, it depends. If Love looks good in the preseason, they're gonna cut ties with Aaron Rodgers. It's not even a question. Um, if he looks horrible, I think there is a slim chance they do something before he gets there. But then again, the fans and everybody's going to be asking themselves, why the hell are we waiting 3 years on a first round pick? Um, Especially one that was under Rodgers. So I think realistically, it's most likely next season, week one. But obviously, with injuries, there's always, anything can happen.
Yeah, Janet, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be next year, week one. I'm scared, guys. I'm so scared. But I mean, I don't want it to happen, but it's inevitable. So eventually we're going to have to see him in a regular season game. But yeah, I think it's going to be week one next season.
Yeah, and I'm kind of on the same boat with you. I don't know. I don't even know what to think about Aaron Rodgers. I think I'm done thinking about Aaron Rodgers' contract whole situation. So I think I know I'm giving a Trevor answer here, but I'm going to wait and see there and see what turns up. But I'll pose that question again when we have all four of us on the show at the end of the preseason, and we'll see how if our answers are similar to what they were before.
It's bold of you to assume that we let Zach back. You have his name, you have the login. We don't need him for anything really until the off season. So
We'll have to see how the viewers are on this show compared to all the other ones.
if you think we're better without Zach, leave leave a leave a comment, quote tweet it, whatever. Just let us know. We need to know.
Yeah. so kind of. So I talked to you guys before the show, and I said if you guys had any, kind of battles that you were interested in seeing. I know we kind of mentioned a couple players there, but is there anywhere that you're interested to see maybe between two players getting a starting spot or two players getting a backup spot or anything like that?
I'm looking at not really a battle between two players, but a battle between him and common sense, and that's Kamal Martin. Dude was the best linebacker last year, obviously if we're counting Z and Rashawn Gary and all those guys as edges. he was the best linebacker this year, and now he's getting third team reps. That makes no sense. Um, he's from Minnesota. He's a late round guy. It just seems like a grit kind of guy, like just hand in the dirt. I I would assume he comes out like a man possessed, because honestly, there's really no reason I don't think he should not be starting, or at least with the second team. Um, so it's going to be interesting to see how he does. It could kind of be like those infamous Jimmy Butler practices where, Jimmy Butler and the second team do better than the first team.
Hmm.
I wouldn't be too surprised if Martin looks like a man possessed and their, third quarter team just looks like the steel curtain.
Yeah, yeah. It'd definitely be interesting because I haven't read anything. There seems no reason why he shouldn't be in that starting lineup. I don't know if you guys have heard anything else, but he was the guy last year. It seemed like. I know Devondre Campbell kind of threw a wrench in that, but it doesn't make any sense for him to not see the field at all, other than coming off his injury. But I know that one thing that I'm looking forward to for week one is going to be the cornerback two spot with Eric Stokes and Kevin King. Um, Obviously, everyone knows I'm a big Kevin King fan, but Eric Stokes is a Eric Stokes is a big he's a big fast corner. He likes to press up, like we mentioned, but will that translate to a lot more speed in the NFL? Will he get burned? Whatever. I think my prediction, obviously, is they brought back Kevin King for a reason. That he will start week one, but I wonder how long into the season that they keep him. Based on previous play that he's had for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. Just because I remember during the draft, as soon as they drafted Eric Stokes, my Twitter timeline feed just flooded with "There goes Kevin King, there goes Kevin King." That yeah, so I think that's gonna be kind of fun to watch and see where it goes.
Yeah, and I think the good thing too is we only have three preseason games. Two of them should be kind of decent. The Jets is a wash because the Jets have no quarterback and they haven't since arguably Chad Pennington when I was like in pre-K.
Love that guy.
Um, Great guy, but outside of Madden '07, garbage.
Right.
They have the Texans, who I don't see the Texans throwing in Deshaun Watson a lot, but they could. Like you'll get different looks there. And then they do have the Bills. I don't think Josh Allen's going to play very long, but that is the last game before regular season, so I think you'll see some time. So it'll be interesting. They won't be up against bums all the time. Most of the time, it will be. No offense to any of those quarterbacks. If you're watching, I'm sorry. You're better than me. Take that. But at least we have something to measure it against. If Eric Stokes gets 5 interceptions against Zach Wilson, that means absolutely nothing. If anything, that might be a negative. So, it's gonna be interesting, or maybe old fashioned. Everybody blitz. Tell the other team to put two wide receivers on the field. One is Kevin King, one is Eric Stokes, and just duke it out 1v1. See what happens.
Uh, Trevor, Bill's got Mitch Trubisky backing up Josh Allen, so I think he may
Oh
be
shit!
better than
Oh,
one
yeah.
quarterback.
That is a
I
starting
totally
quarterback for
forgot
the
about
for the
that.
Bears. I did forget about that.
Yeah.
I did forget about that.
Janet, I saw you had a little reaction to when I brought that battle up a little bit. Do you have any thoughts on Stokes and King?
Yeah, I'm excited, but I don't know. I I need to see for sure. I'm excited between both of them. I hope that it lights a fire up Kevin King's ass and he gets it together. So, just because I know that's usually the case with some players when they bring in somebody that might have the ability to take their spot. But yeah, I'm excited to see both of them
Yeah.
Are you
duke it out.
excited or just excited by the fact that we get to choose between the less shit of the two? Because that's the only thing I'd be excited about.
Yeah. To get a little bit of an upgrade. You go from super duper pooper scooper, no, super duper pooper to super duper pooper scooper. Yeah.
That's got to be a shirt. It's Super Duper Pooper Scoopers, and
No,
it's got to be
no,
Eric
don't
Stokes and Kevin
don't
King.
encourage that. Don't encourage that.
But speaking of shirts, I'm sure if Zach was on the show, he'd tell all you guys to buy an Aaron Rodgers FU tour that I believe are still on sale.
Yeah,
So
he's having me model one. I just got it, so I'm gonna
hey,
be the
perfect.
model.
And you're
So
not wearing it now because
Because I had to wash it. Don't you wash your clothes before you wear it after buying it?
it's 8 o'clock. What the hell were you doing up to this point? It does not take 2 hours to wash a damn shirt.
we could just held it out here and had it go in the hurricane that we had in Wisconsin.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
I didn't eat. I got home from work at like 6 and I had to eat also and walk the dogs. So
You can't spell Wisconsin without a giant W, which stands for horrible weather.
Oh,
Proven fact. That's why there's no W in
horrible weather.
Texas because they never have they never
You have to
have
say it
anything
like that.
bad.
You have to say it like that.
I'm not.
Horrible weather.
I don't want to get canceled before I ever started. Um, it's gonna be interesting though. I kind of hope one of the three preseason games honestly has a little bit of rain. I think that'll be
yeah,
really good
agreed.
because obviously we get snow, which is not rain. There's your not geographical, whatever, meteorological, whatever. You get the point. Fact of the day, rain is not snow. But
National
it would be something
Geographics.
like you don't have, just perfect conditions because that's not going to be what you get in Green Bay, probably 5, 6 games a year. So it would be kind of ideal, and they got to get used to it one way or another.
Trevor, I bet you better be careful. You just said that you don't want to get canceled there, but I don't think you used the right word for weather. And Peter Bukowski is now an expert on tornadoes.
That's true.
You come
That's
after
true.
it.
Meteorologists are the people that tell the weather. So,
Yeah.
hey, Sam Cuffle, help me out. For those of you real ones, she knows she probably saved me from a tornado. She has solid sports takes. Shout out Sam Cuffle on the podcast.
So I don't know who that is, but shout her out. Going back to the Packers here and going back to the cornerbacks, it's just something that I saw on TV real quick. Is that Cynthia Freeland? I don't know if she worked for NFL Network or ESPN or whatever.
Get off.
She had the corrective rankings of the cornerback, ranking Jair Alexander #1. So it was pretty good to see that. I think she had.
Finally.
Yeah, I think she had Jair 1, Marlon Humphrey 2, Jalen Ramsey 3, Xavier Howard 4, and Stephon Gilmore 5.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why Jalen Ramsey is 1. When has Jalen Ramsey ever, what in the hell? Janet's lost power again. She didn't pay her $6 light bill. When did Jalen Ramsey ever not play on a good defense, right? Like he became elite with the Jaguars team that went to the AFC Championship game. Sorry, Zach, not because of Blake Bortles, but because of the defense. And now he's on the Rams, who have arguably the best defensive player of all time. Jair Alexander has had Mike Pettin, who isn't as bad as Joe Barry, but isn't the greatest, and kind of a bunch of bums like Dean Lowry and Kingsley Keke, who don't show up till like December. So I don't really know how Jalen Ramsey is better than Jair, especially when the stats say he isn't. But
Don't forget about T.J. Lawson that's learned how to breathe yet.
that is true because he can dunk, so that's all that matters.
Right.
Like it doesn't make sense. Like you could put one of us out there on the field. We wouldn't be #1, obviously, but a lot of people would cover our ass a lot of the time. That's for sure.
And we know how to breathe.
That's true. That's true. We do. Well, maybe 2 of us. I'm not there yet, but at least 2 out of 3.
So, in terms of Jair Alexander, where would you guys rank him on best defensive players in the league?
Ooh. That's tough because I don't know how you compare cornerbacks to defensive linemen.
Right.
And I think it's also tough. Somebody had a good point. Again, I apologize, don't know who it is, but Aaron Donald, sometimes when his numbers go down, it's because the Rams don't rush four guys.
Right.
So when you rush three, they can triple team you. So it's kind of hard. I think you'd have to be stupid to say he's not top 10, right? If he's number one at his position, he's definitely top 10. I think probably top five. But I don't know how you rank the top five.
Yeah. Janet, do you have any thoughts on that?
I would say top 5 as well.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Just like you said, Trevor, he's number one in his position. I don't know if you can put any safeties or anything like that ahead of him. Linebackers are a dime a dozen. I don't know how many you can put ahead of him, and defensive linemen, same thing. But he is the best in his position. He's probably a top at least 30 player in the league, and it's an offense-driven league. I mean, it makes sense that he's top 5 in the league. But that's all I had for our show. I don't know if you guys have anything else that you want to touch on, talk about a little bit.
Oh, I did. I gotta remember it. Janet, I know you have something. I gotta think of my question.
Those are all my note cards. I read everything off of them. Even though, I mean, I was on cold brew, so they're just squiggly lines, but yeah.
I have a filler here, Trevor. What do you think? Over the weekend, there was the Hall of Fame inductions. Saw two Packers get in: Bobby Dillon from the '50s, and Charles Woodson, which was good to see both of them get in. It's always great to see Packer get in.
I
Yeah,
saw
and
that Jerry Jones put salt on his McGriddle on Hard
Yeah, he
Knocks.
did.
I'm about
that
to play the episode.
that's why they don't win playoff games. It's like that's what you get if you do something that's stupid. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. My question was gonna be something along of which Packer player would most likely. Oh, yes, I remember. Okay, so as we well know, the Bucks are NBA champions. Only Flurry Sports podcast to really mention that, I guess. Step your game up, Zach and Jake. Anyways, they have Bobby Portis. The Brewers, Rowdy Talese is kind of like a Bobby Portis. He's not,
Yep.
as in your face, but like the production, blue collar is there. So, out of everybody on the Green Bay Packers, you have Bobby Portis, Rowdy Talese. Who is added to the three-man Mount Rushmore of blue collar fan favorites?
So if we still had him, my initial thought was Jamal Williams.
Yeah, yeah. But we
Um,
don't.
right. I almost want to say, I guess he kind of fell off now that because of his racial slur, but I would have said Devin Funchess if he was not making fun of a certain race.
I would. I actually have David Bakhtiari. Is that weird? I just think I don't know.
I'm gonna say Tunyon, just because I can see him getting the most excited. His article to Packer fans,
Oh yeah, I
I don't
read
remember
that.
what it was, but before the playoffs, kind of seemed like a Bobby Portis type thing. Um, but then, okay, so that's the new Bobby Portis. Which Packer player right now is most like the old Bobby Portis? For those of you who don't understand, Bobby Portis once infamously during a practice punched his own teammate in the face, breaking his jaw. So, if you had to pick one Packer that you would say, I could see that about punching their teammate in the face, hard enough to break a jaw, who would it be?
That's a tough question because I love every single Packer player.
I didn't ask for
For favorites.
for a non-answer. I asked. You got to pick one. Janet, we'll start with you. Who is most likely to punch somebody in the face?
Um, Out of anger or out of excitement? Because if it was
Anger,
out of,
anger,
oh
like
man,
anger at another teammate.
I said if it, oh, anger, shit. No, I don't even know. I was gonna say out of excitement, I would see Zadarius Smith just like, yeah, this is so
No,
exciting, just
that's
like
fair.
WWE, like yeah, like just I don't know, just bring somebody down. But like, out of anger, I don't.
I,
Maybe
I just
Love at one point he just gets so angry of
he
everybody
just
talking
snapped.
about him. Yeah, just throws a punch.
I'm gonna
Tired of
say
being here.
EQ. Tired of being hurt. Like everybody else, I can't see throwing a punch. But EQ not having enough time. feeling that it's unfair that he was not a team, even though he didn't show up to practice or involuntary OTAs when it first started. But either way, he's the only guy I can really see throwing a punch.
I could see maybe Preston Smith too. A lot of people were talking about him last year. Depending on how he does with this new regime on the defensive side of the ball. But honestly, no one. Maybe Kylan Hill gets a little too excited.
If Preston Smith punches Joe Barry in the face, that would be the best thing. That would live on in infamy. You tell me which matters more, that or a Super Bowl ring. I would tell you it's closer than you would think.
It's gonna be the old Latrell Sprewell, PJ Carlesimo choking the coach out at basketball practice. But that's all I got. Anything else you guys got? Anything else you want to get off your brains here?
If you have not already, go to Teespring.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a Teespring website.
Oh,
Just go to our website.
I have
Go
a
to
box.
shop. It's also my sports shirt on Twitter, or just look at Zach, or just follow Janet. She'll probably post a picture sooner or later. Buy a shirt because all the cool kids are doing it, and peer pressure do it. That really doesn't help us at all because it's not the Flurry Sport links. But just go to Zach's profile.
I did not hear what
or look
you guys
at Janet's
said.
picture. It does nothing because it doesn't have a link. So either go to Janet's picture that she's going to post probably in about less than 24 hours, or Zach's profile. Buy yourself a shirt. You know what? Buy yourself a mug. We have those too, and have fun. At youth tour starting early September.
Are you gonna pull it off for us, Janet?
Am I gonna pull it off for you guys right now?
No, out, not off. Jesus.
No.
What kind of show? Oh, great.
We got kids watching this show, Janet.
How did Flurry Sports get kicked off of Twitter? That's how.
Yeah. Let me see.
You know what? You'll have to follow Janet to find out. That's what you'll have to do.
Yep. There's a teaser for everyone.
Oh, Jan. OHHJANJAN.
I will say too that if you're a Packers fan, you're probably a football fan. I assume you guys all like making money as well. We have our whole fantasy football draft kit coming out very soon. I believe Zach told on Twitter that to tell everyone to tell their mothers that it's coming out. So it's big coming out. Got the Fantasy Football Expo coming this weekend, right, Trevor?
I don't know. I can't go.
Yeah, I think. I can't either. But I think this weekend. So Flurry's for us to be around if you're into fantasy football. We got that coming out. Fantasy football shows coming out eventually, and go Packers.
Real quick, like everything else, Flurry Sports, we got to cut a promo. Otherwise, it didn't really happen. So I'll just cut the promo. Hey, you. Are you afraid of being the loser bum that always has to do the challenges? Are you afraid you're gonna have to go to Waffle House for 24 hours? Nobody wants to go to Waffle House for 24 hours. If you want to win and or just not get last, Luke, put your damn hand down. There's only one way to do it. Okay? It's our draft kit. Not anybody else. Everybody else, they got some bums that don't really know what they're doing right. We got the dog. The dog helps out. Zach put in a ton of hours. Zach won. Have you not seen his trophy in the background every week? It's a big trophy made for big boys winning big time leagues. But if you want to be like Zach and win big time leagues, you gotta get our big time draft kit, because I guarantee you're gonna win one. So check it out. That's the promo. I ran out of energy halfway through. I apologize.
I honestly don't think it would be that bad to be locked in Waffle House for 24 hours.
You are a different breed. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's leave it at that.
That's a good question, though. What Packer player would you want to be stuck with for 24 hours at Waffle House?
None of them. Absolutely none of them.
I'll give you an answer, Janet. As a reporter, I interview people for my job. I would love to just pick Aaron Rodgers' brain for 24 hours.
Well, the podcast where we cut a promo, and then ask a hypothetical question. My bad, words are tough. Hypothetical question about Waffle House within 1 minute before ending the show. So,
also shout out to all of us. We're all wearing Wisconsin professional sports team hats again. So good job, guys.
Go team.
Go team. All right. I believe that's all that we got this week. Stay tuned next week. We'll have our fearless leader, Zach, back. I don't know if that's good or bad for people.
Unless the fans say no.
Right.
Hey, again, reply at us.
I say that's it depends on how you look at it. He's probably holding back all these things he wanted to say while hearing us at this moment.
Good thing you're not a fan then, Janet. You don't get a vote. So vote, let us know.
I think too that I will when Zach when I give his account back, that I will just change my name on my account to Zach Runer, and it really confuses me.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Or just change the passwords on him.
Like we said, hey, we're a podcast of the people. You have the vote. We will be back next month.
All right, that's our show. Thanks for everyone watching. Go listen to wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll be everywhere. Twitter's great. YouTube, Twitch. All right, peace, guys.
Peace.